Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Office Hours Politics Edition. I'm your host, Ziana Aly, and today we're going into a deep dive into one of the darkest, most profitable corners of geopolitics. Why billionaires love war. Dun, dun, dun. Just a quick little update on my life before we get into it. It is my winter break now. I'm just wrapping up my exams, so I will be batch filming again and doing all my editing tomorrow. It's currently 12 a.m. and I'm up, I'm recording. Okay, let's get into it. Why billionaires love war. Not why wars happen, not why states fight, but why the richest people on earth, the ones with bunkers in New Zealand, the ones who buy senators breakfast, are constantly enriched, empowered, and politically unstrained in times of war. If you've ever wondered why defense stocks skyrocket when conflict erupts, why Silicon Valley billionaires suddenly care about national security, why Reconstruction becomes a playground for private wealth, or why the global elite always seems to come out richer after a catastrophe, this episode's for you. So, settle in. We are about to have a deep dive into the political economy of empire, capital, and permanent war. Let's talk about it. Let's begin with something simple. War is not just deconstruction, it is also production. When a war breaks out, a new economy is born. Defense contracts, weapon manufacturing, reconstruction deals, privatized intelligence, cyber warfare tech, surveillance infrastructure, logistics, supply chain monopolies, rare earth mining for military tech, oil and gas speculation, emergency government budgets, tax breaks for national security invention. War is chaos for most people, but for billionaires, it is an opportunity. War is a market, and its market has special features: guaranteed customers, governments, unlimited budgets via emergency spending, no choice. States must buy weapons during conflict. Minimal oversight. Public panic reduces accountability. High margins. Weapons are expensive. Long-term dependency. Once a state buys from you, switching is hard. Capitalism loves a captive market, and war creates one. So, therefore, the first real reason why billionaires love war is simple. It prints money, but I think we all knew that one. But let's talk about the military industrial complex, the one Eisenhower warned about in 1961. That complex today isn't just Lockheed Martin, ew, disgusting, literally a disgusting company. It's private equity firms, hedge funds, Silicon Valley tech giants, cybersecurity startups, satellite companies, AI surveillance platforms. War makes stocks explode. Every time a conflict starts, Lockheed goes up, General Dynamics go up, Northrop Grumman grows up. And guess who owns large stakes? Billionaires, hedge funds, private equity firms. And there's insider knowledge, which equals guaranteed profit. Elites often know about foreign policy decisions before the public. Sanctions, invasions, weapon transfers, armed deals, alliance shifts. This allows anticipatory investment, legal insider trading. And if you know about the US is about to send $6 billion to Ukraine, you can buy defense stocks the week before. Congratulations, you're about to get a belief-defying return. Then there's war contracts being guaranteed cash. Defense contracts are absolutely massive. The F-35 program alone cost $1.7 trillion. The war on terror cost $8 trillion. Israel receives $3.8 billion a year in U.S. military aid. Ukraine has received $120 billion from the U.S. and EU. Fund cycles through corporations, which cycle into private wealth. War is also risk-free capitalism. In normal markets, competitive markets, customer markets, pricing markets. In war markets, the Pentagon just pays whatever price they name. Risk privatized, profits socialized. Modern war is not only tanks and missiles anymore. It's the algorithm, satellites, data collection, AI mapping, and surveillance. And that brings us to Silicon Valley. Looking at Elon Musk, Starlink is used in Ukraine and Gaza. Pentagon contracts are in the billions. SpaceX launches military satellites. War turned him into the richest man alive. There's Peter Thiel, founder of Plant. My God, bro, I can't. Honestly, I'm not even going to talk about Peter Thiel. I can't talk about Peter Thiel. We're going to move on to Jeff Bezos and Amazon. Also, not the best, but Amazon Web Services hosted CIA cloud data. Amazon provides logistics for U.S. military operations. Billionaires aren't just profiting from war, they're building the future of war. Now let's shift to resource extraction. Every war creates disruptive markets, new cheap acquisitions. Billionaires love that. Oil wars. Iraq, oil companies, their profits skyrocketed. Gulf elites enrich themselves dramatically. Every time there is a conflict in the Middle East, oil price spikes. Future trades cash out. Petro-billionaires win. Then mining extractions, conflicts in Congo, in Afghanistan, in Sudan, in Ukraine, create opportunities for mining and tech billionaire investors. War makes resources cheap. War makes governments desperate. War makes land easy to take. Naomi Klein has a term, disaster capitalism. It means elites use crisis, war, natural disasters, pandemics, to buy public assets cheaply, privatize services, impose neoliberal reforms, and push deregulation. In 2003, Iraq, after the U.S. invasion, state companies sold off, public services privatized, foreign companies were given immunity, oil reserves given to multinational firms, rebuilding contracts handed to Halliburton and private contractors. War equals free market paradise for elites. In Ukraine, with the Ukraine war, Western capital firms are already buying up farmland, housing, reconstruction contracts. War breaks a country, and then billionaires rebuild it for profit. Beyond money, war gives billionaires something even better: political access and leverage. During war, defense CEOs meet directly with presidents. Tech billionaires join national security councils. Industry lobbyists write wartime budgets. Hedge funds shape sanction policy. Oil companies influence foreign policy. War opens doors that peace keeps closed. Suddenly, billionaires are philanthropists, innovators, security partners, defenders of democracy. Their power becomes normalized. Billionaires use war to become untouchable. Here's the darkest part. Billionaires don't just profit from war. They shape conditions that make war more likely. Lobbying, for example. Defense companies spend billions lobbying for bigger military budgets, new weapon programs, aggressive foreign policies. Think tanks push war. Atlantic Council, AEI. They are funded by billionaires and corporations. Their expert analysis are advertisements. Then there's media. Billionaires own media outlets that shape war narratives. CNN, owned by Warner Bros. Washington Post, owned by Bezos. MSNBC, owned by Comcast. They frame enemies. They sell fear. They normalize intervention. And there's political donations. Billionaires bankroll candidates who promise increased defense spending, support aggressive foreign policy, weaken regulations on corporations. War gives power, so they support politicians who will maintain war. And there's the AI weapons expansion. Billionaires are pushing AI weapons harder than the Pentagon itself. Without regulation, autonomous war becomes self-sustaining. Let's break down a few moments in history where war directly enriched elites. World War I in the US, corporations like Boeing, General Motors, Ford, became mega giants through wartime production. Let's step back. Why do billionaires love war? Because war intersects every pillar of elite power: capital accumulation, political influence, market expansion, geopolitical leverage, resource extraction, technology monopoly. War is profitable. It's politically useful. It's a growth sector. So here's the most honest answer. War persists because peace is not profitable for people who run the world. I'm not here to depress you. I'm here to clarify. Understanding how billionaires benefit from war helps us to understand why peace feels impossible, why diplomacy is sidelined, why national security justifies everything, why the same families stay rich through every global catastrophe. Your takeaway is simple. If you want peace, you need to understand who profits from war. Because peace is not just the absence of fighting. Peace requires confronting an entire political economic structure built on conflict. Okay, this has been the episode Why Billionaires Love War. Thank you for tuning in to Office Hours. I am your host, Ziana Aly. If you learned something, if you enjoyed the episode, please like it. Leave me a super cute comment. As always, stay curious, stay politically aware, and never stop following the money, because it leads you to the truth. Follow the money. See you next week. Bye, guys.